Yo, what's up guys, this is Happy No with another Guild Wars 2 PvP video, and this time with the grenade scrapper, or however you want to name it. This is a scrapper build, which is in my opinion like a fun build, but I can see it also working in 2v2s in certain ways if you know how to get your might stacks properly up and to nail down enemies. And I've seen this like two players playing with nades on a scrapper. One guy did it pretty nice and another guy was not so into this, and I just decided to go ahead and try it out. So what happened here is I've recorded this footage like almost a week ago now, but I have seen that my mic was not working for whatever reason, so I just had the sound. And I said I don't want to just upload something without my commentary, so I'm gonna after talk do the after talk here again. And so far I had a lot of fun with this build. I played it like 3 times, and that's like enough for me to test certain things out. And this was the first build that I came up with, and I was also thinking of some changes. And as you can see here, the build is scrapper hammer, grenades, elixir, and a gyro, where I was trying to get the highest amount of stability to me and to my allies, because the build works on your stability. If you have stability, swiftness, and super speed, you get damage bonuses, and with this setup you just get all of them. And here I just get really badly caught here. I was waiting for an enemy player here to get, and I CC this guy here, and for each CC I will get stability, and that just gives me, as I said, the higher damage output. Interrupting this guy one more time, and then I don't know, he survived this, I guess. Yeah, he was surviving this. He was playing some weird druid build. I can't remember the gameplay by the way, all of it, so I just have to guess a little bit. Oh yeah, they had a DPS mesmer. He was freaking annoying, and he got me even though. Here, what I've seen on this build is, what I have also to mention is, it is not something that I would prefer to play, because as you know me, I like to have a good mix of survivability and damage output. And this build has certain ways some survivability, but it lacks on the stun breaks that I need. Because you have here one stun break, which is the F4, grants you also super speed, but one stun break is just not so much for me. I know the current CCs are getting nerfed and stuff like that, but I just need a little bit more. But the good thing here is that if you manage to play this build a little bit proper, you will have a lot of stability where you can just sustain quite a lot. I was even talking here the entire time, but wow, I do always this pre-recording, and I listen to my sound if it matches with the in-game sounds. So my voice is a little bit higher than the in-game's music, damage output, and stuff like that, because it would be annoying if you can't hear my voice while you hear just the attacks from the mesmers and stuff like that. Now let's go to the build. The build is actually pretty insane, because what you can do here is you can just apply heavy damage with your nades, and not just in close range, but in also larger areas. And by the way, they changed also the gyro function, the function gyro. I don't know when they changed it. I totally overseen this, because I haven't seen playing people scrapper a lot. I used to play scrapper quite a lot when it was meta with the gyros. And here we go, another thing. Woo, I just randomly dodged his trap. Awesome. What you can do here with the nades, which is the best thing in my opinion, is just you can run around and just let your nades, you can spam your nades while you just walk away from the enemy players. Just going with some blinds, trying to catch this guy. Yes. By the way, my healing turret deals also damage, which is freaking insane. It does not so much damage, but still doing some kind of damage. And with the elite skill, I was thinking to swap this, because I wanted to have the water field for some more healing, but the water field, in combination with the auto attack from the elite skill, mortar kit, you just grant yourself regeneration, not area healing, which was a little bit stupid for me. So what I can see also working pretty nice is the elite toolkit, or what's the name of it? The elite toolkit, which applies the turrets and stuns the enemy players. This could be pretty nice. This guy's playing with a trapper rune. He's just stealthing up. Okay, the mesmer. I will kill this guy here, and you can see this here as well. Again, just the damage output. I'm using my elixir to grant myself the boons, and you can see this here. The damage output is intense. I'm getting a lot of might stacks and good stability, amounts of stabilities, so the enemies can't see me while I've just freely damaged them. And with this build, when you have a lot of boons with Iron Blooded trait line, you get also damage reduction. And that's what made this build a little bit the survivability increase. But still, as I said, it just lacks a little bit on something. For example, I would remove elixir for the elixir gun, but then you lose your boons, your damage output a little bit, but your survivability would be increased. And why I say you lose damage, because the elixir just gives you the extra stability when on the toss elixir, and of course all the boons that it grants to you. Oh my god, I just almost two-shotted this guy. I had no boons, no might stacks better said, to one-shot this guy, but still pretty heavy there. No, I just CC'd him. Can I? I don't know what I was doing here. I'm just gonna commentate it, never mind. You can see this here. When you get your boons, you get fury, might and retaliation, which means no matter in what way, you will just damage the enemy. He will get damaged. Oh my god, he just got a nice pull onto me. Yes, I wanted to say toss the elixir, dude. Toss it. Yes, 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 yes. No, he has his lead skill up. He will just go hard on me. I should have used, yes, this thing. Oh my god, he gets me from the distance with a sword attack. Nice. I died on this here like 3 times, I guess. I was just trying to get the this mix of highest damage output possible, but not being too squishy at all. So I came up with this build, which I'm gonna show you again after the gameplay. This game took even a little bit longer because my team just managed to lose all the caps again, but the thief was therefore there, I guess, the sword and dagger thief, or what was it? He was doing great there. Stun. Granting myself the stability. Missing my nades. The throwing nades, by the way, is the highest damage output that you have there. Let's see. And the function gyro, by the way, you can just now F5 activate the function gyro. And the function gyro has now the ability to activate twice. For example, you have a downed ally and a downed enemy. What the function gyro F5 will do now is lay down a lightning field first of all, and then he will stomp and revive at the same time your ally, wherever you throw it. So for example, as I said, if you have one downed ally and downed enemy, you will apply 2 gyros, which one will stealth and the other stealth, revive and the other will stomp. That's really cool. And what I like it now is also you can just activate the function gyro for your own purpose by just granting yourself the extra, oh my god, I missed. The extra stability and extra lightning field. I had to run away now here, yeah. Just drinking a little bit. If I remember it correctly, the enemy team gets both buffs. If I remember it correctly. Yeah. I should have, I don't know, yeah, I lay down my function gyro here, yes. But we ain't able to get it, yeah. The enemies are cleaving too much. And no one of my team tries even to revive. Okay, this is like the 3rd time I die, right? Yes. What I like about the blast gyro, by the way, is that he gives you might. And that this field just remains up, the knockback field area. Which means it stays for so long that if an enemy gets closer to you afterwards, he will still get knocked back. which means it has like not a activation cooldown. It just waits for the enemies to get closer to you, or until you run into an enemy to just knock back, which is insane. And the blast gyro has the good thing here that you can just pop out people of the point, of the capture point, and that's like one of the best things ever. Or as an unblockable when people are reviving or stomping your allies, it is also pretty strong. You can see this here. Scrapper also, Scrapper Holdsmith, are pretty tanky, and even though he has stability and stuff, you get a lot of damage output going on onto this guy. Okay, I had to be careful. I was playing it really really nuts, but still just to showcase you the damage. And this guy was not expecting that I see him there on top. And I was just thinking that he will be somewhere up here, but he somehow managed to survive, or to hide again. I don't know where he was. I needed just like 1 damage to get this guy done. Let's see. Am I getting any kills? I got top stat kills, as I remember it correctly. Activating the blast gyro. Take care. Not dodging that. Okay, stability applied to me. And now let's see. Am I able to down this guy? Oh yeah, my rocket even firing. Going for the stomp there. And just some damage output. I don't know, did they interrupt my gyro? Yeah, I can see this also working pretty nice in cleaving, because you have the poison nade, which allows you to cleave pretty hard there for boom. The knockback, man, I love this gyro. Let's see. I saw that my ally is down, so I wanted to cleave first, and then go on for the next people. Yeah, where I can see this build working is pretty reliable if you try to max out the might stacks. For example, in 2v2s, if you get a good Tempest and he just gets you the 25 stacks of might with some combo finishers, you stealth up and then you engage to someone with your nades. Barrage nade or something is the F2 ability. So if you engage onto someone with this, let's see. He just used vengeance. Yeah, I could have got the revive against him. No, I could have not. Maybe there are 2 people here. Top damage and top kills. Yeah. It was an unranked arena game, so it was not like something to consider like high quality or something, but it was still fun. The enemies even had a 4-man stack. The deaths were a little bit too much because I could have avoided that. But as I said, if you get stuck in certain situations where the enemy is just seeing you and immobilizing you, you will not survive quite a lot. But the build is not just there for survivability, but just to damage people, and I'm gonna quickly show it to you here. Let's see, I'm here. I just damaged this guy. I wanted to showcase you a little bit the damage output and how to stack your abilities properly. You can see this here. Once you activate the elixir, you just grant yourself all these boons, and therefore you have high damage output. You can see this here. Poison, he used his healing skill, but with poison he heals for less, and that's what makes it even more annoying. And then just keep on moving. You have to stay on moving. Look at this damage output. Look at this damage output. I was just showing you a little bit of the damage output here against those people, if I remember it correctly. Yeah, this is, by the way, a core necromancer with Carpach, so he has extra toughness, but you are dealing still insane damage to this guy, especially if you stack your mites and elixir up a little bit better. I don't want to show you everything here because the video took really long, but after I just realized that I'm not recording, you can see this 3k rocket launch attacks with auto attacks. I missed this guy. Yeah, this was so annoying. I missed this guy so many times, so he's just surviving here. You can see this here. I would have needed my lightning field and stuff like that, but still missing everything. And then the blinds just blind all my nade attacks, which is also pretty annoying. I need to block. Yes, he missed probably his steal. Not, I don't know. He has to run away now. I just did such a great throw there, but he survived this again. Yeah, freaking annoying. But he dies now. And you can see this here, your damage output is intensely high if you manage to stack your mites a little bit properly, and the stability, as I said. Stability, swiftness, let's go. I want to show you the build quickly. So I was going with the malicious amulet for the extra toughness, but if you want to go max damage, just go berserker. Go nuts, berserker, and you will see the damage output is intense. You can really one-shot people if you manage somehow to get like 20-25 stacks of might, killing people fluently. Then Marauder amulet for extra, the extra HP, better said, because with Demolition and Marauder, just vitality and toughness changes. But you are like more squishier like this, but the higher HP pool means you will not get easier one-shotted. I still would recommend Demolition amulet or berserker. Here berserker increases your damage quite a lot. You have less critical hit chance, but still grenade barrage hits multiple targets multiple times and deals also massive damage no matter if you crit or not. Yeah, it's up to you if you how you like your playstyle, how to play it a little bit better on your own. But Demolition would be like the main thing to go on here. Low HP, but still for the best survivability, I would say the toughness. Rune of the Strength for the longest might duration, because might is needed for the highest damage output and also the 5% damage bonus here. What I was using on the sigils is, yeah, the Rune of the Eagle. I was thinking of this as well to have higher crit chance, so just to crit, but still I can see the strength one a little bit better and stronger. And then I'm using the hammer, which is Mighty's scientific hammer skin, by the way. A lot of you will ask me. Elite Guard Maskell, Faux Fire Mantle with the glorious hero breasts, pants and shoes, and pyre gloves. That's like it, because a lot of you will just ask me. Skipping this part a little bit. Let's go then ahead. I need to skip quite a lot here. I was talking too much because I was so satisfied with this. Sigil of Intelligence with energy for extra survivability, but what I was thinking of is going with Sigil of Battle, and this will increase your damage output immediately because the 5 stacks of might and the crit chance. I was trying to figure out and to get someone who's not in combat, but I was not really able to catch someone here who was not on combat. Okay, boom, this guy. You get immediately like 2300 damage output. Oh, I forgot to have the Rune of the Strength. So I would recommend with Rune of the Strength, so the Sigil of Battle gives you longer mites on you. Then Explosives, Alchemy and Scrapper. On Explosive, Lesser Grenade Barrage. Increase the throw velocity and blast radius of grenades. Using healing skill cast Lesser Grenade Barrage, which is actually the F2 ability, but just smaller. And the good thing here is that it deals also nice damage and it applies extra vulnerability, so extra damage output for you. The main reason to use it, that the velocity increases by 100% and the radius of your nades is also a little bit higher where you can land attacks. Just showing you the healing skill here. Yes, you saw this little animation where the nades throw around. I also used it against the Mesmer. Showing you a little bit here. I was testing this out if the range is much higher, but it's not so much. It is actually the same. It is only the radius a little bit higher where it lands the attacks. Otherwise, I don't know. Then the second ability, what I used here is Aim Assisted Rocket, because it applies a rocket every 3 seconds to enemy players. Which applies extra vulnerability, and the last strike deals also nice damage, which is also a combo blast finisher, which means you have to land like 4 times your rocket, and the 5th attack will be a laser, which applies a blast finisher, which means when you have a healing field or a chill field, you will either have area healing or ice aura or something like this. Just added for the extra damage output here. Then ice field, for example, I was saying, yeah. Let's see. I was talking quite a lot about this, as it looks like. I'm just explaining, yeah, the combo field. With any combo field you get extras. Explosives grant stacking ferocity when they hit, will also be something to consider for even higher damage output, but I thought the rocket could be a little bit better because if you don't land your nades it will be pretty annoying, so the rocket will be just some constant damage output that you will have. Blast shield, yeah, barriers, which in my opinion for a damage build was not the best thing to go with. And the last one here, big boomer, deal more damage against foes with a lower health percentage than you. Hitting with an explosion heals you over a low seconds. Damage increase 10% and you will get like 101 healing per second, which is like the F2 healing from the Guardian. And this is pretty cool trait line because it is about health percentage and not about the main HP pool that you have. For example, you have now 100% HP with 14k. If you deal just one damage to an enemy player, he will have like 99.999% HP. And you have more HP, which means this trait line, Big Boomer, will immediately activate, and you have the damage bonus against those targets. I was talking about the others, but they don't make so much sense here. Then on Alchemy, invigorating speed every 10 seconds. When you grant yourself swiftness, you grant yourself vigor, which happens here. Oh, only in combat or what? I don't know. And this happens most of the times when you combo finisher here. I was going to thunderclap with the healing turret, better said, but never mind. So each time you or your ally gives you swiftness, every 10 seconds you will grant yourself extra vigor. Elixir E, every 16 seconds. When your HP drops under 33%, you get 3k barrier and protection. Pretty nice for your survivability. Makes it tankier. And the main trait line here, Iron Blooded, reduce physical and condition damage for each boon you have by 2%, which means when you activate the Elixir E you have 4 boons at least, and with those 4 boons you have an 8% damage reduction immediately. And most of the times you will have also stability and might, so you will quickly have the 10% damage reduction onto you from normal damage and conditions, which make it pretty nice, this trait line. Yeah, with Rune of the Resistance, the Scrapper could be a really tank beast like this, with some other trait lines also changed with explosive removed, but therefore then you have less damage. And then let's go with the Scrapper, I guess. Yeah, the Scrapper trait lines, mass momentum, gain might while you have stability. Your function gyro applies stability to allies when cast. This means the function gyro, the F5 ability, now applies this lightning field and also stability to your nearby allies. And that's what makes it so great. You can just use it on a random field. You don't have to wait until someone is downed or someone goes down yet, no matter if it's your ally or the enemy. So you can now throw the gyro and grant you and nearby allies stability. And this one is the best to use because gain might while you have stability. And you get stability with this F5 gyro, F3 toss elixir, and when you CC enemy players, which you have blast gyro and your thunderclap combo with rocket launch, rocket attack 3, and therefore you can have quite a lot of stability, and therefore that's why you should use the rune of the strength normally to hold your stability might as long as possible. The function gyro, as I said, to stomp or to revive allies, and it does this lightning field here as well. Keep in mind you have to use it on yourself as well a few times to grant yourself the extra stability. Object in motion deal increased damage while you have stability, swiftness or super speed. The damage increase compounds for each boon you have, which means when you have stability, swiftness and super speed you have a 15% damage bonus. Thank you for knocking me out. And in combination with the Big Boomer trait line you will have immediately like a 25% damage bonus, and with the stacks of vulnerability that you apply you will have even more damage bonuses. And all in one, it just benefits your damage output, stability, might, and so on and so on. And that's why I also was thinking about Sigil of Battle. Even higher might stacks, higher damage, and the damage bonuses from stability, swiftness, and super speed could be really intense here. Let's go ahead with the last one. Hello. I was talking too much. Bypass coating, super speed. You get super speed also when your gyro gets a revive or something, if it's still like this, but I'm not so sure right now. Kinetic stabilizers gain stability and super speed when disabling an enemy. Outgoing stun and daze durations are increased. Yes, I forgot even to mention the super speed when you daze people, which means one more time. Thunderclap, stun, then rocket launch, 3 attack, also stunning when you are on your thunderclap, on your lightning field. So you have like twice stun with your hammer. Then with your blast gyro, and that was actually basically it with your stunts. But you don't need like much more. You just need then afterwards, after you use that, your nades to damage the people and to be really deadly. And that's like your main goal. Blast gyro here grants you how many stacks of might? Boom, like 11-12 stacks. And in combination with your elixir and your passive elixir, you can grant yourself quite a lot of mites. And with the rune of the strength, you have the longest might duration and therefore also the best damage output here. Rocket charge, yeah. The first attack not, but the second and the third attack will stun the enemy players. And then with the toss elixir B, you grant yourself stability and a random boon as well. So you have, with this build, I tried to create the combo of having not just one CC, but like more than one, in this case now 3 CCs. You have also with the function gyro another lightning field where you can also rocket leap, which means an extra CC as well if you need it. Then the stabilities, like two abilities to grant yourself stability, and the third one when you CC people, and so you have massive stabilities there. With the elite skill, I was not so sure with the mortar, but still testing it out, I thought. But basically I would swap it to the toolkit elite skill to really get another CC, and the healing and turrets are pretty annoying with the immobilize, could be also pretty strong to prevent enemies to get away from your nades. And you can see it here, just showing you a little bit the combos, boom, boom. And the champion golem is also done in quite a few seconds there. Boom, damaging here. What I see the mortar kit being pretty useful is when you need range damage. For example, extra poison and chills could be pretty annoying, and that's what I would use it there for. Showing you here a little bit the combos, and that was actually just basically it. You can try this build now out and of course play your own game style however you want it. Try out everything what you like, what could fit you the best. In my opinion, it is like a fun build or a trick build to 2v2 people to just be really annoying when they don't expect this, a high damager. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Now as always, you will see 3 of my other videos, and of course you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here showing you a little bit what you can do just running away with the nades, throwing out nades. And that was basically it, guys. Hope you really enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun playing this build and also creating this build. Basically not my own idea to make something like this, but I was seeing and guessing something about this as well, so I just came up with this. And now, as always, I just said it like the 3rd time, 3 of my other videos which you can watch or not, and of course you can subscribe to my YouTube channel only if you liked it. If not, don't do it. That was Happy No with the grenade scrapper, and I see you in my next video, because this video will never end like this. I don't know how long it is. Have a good one, guys, and I see you in my next videos one more time. Bye bye all.